The masculine easy bake oven. Anyway, I was going to ask you, chat room. I posted this on Twitter, so I'm curious about you gamers. What are your least favorite and favorite parts about fighting game ranked? Some people's answers were so funny. Kizzy replied to me with KOF. I knew exactly what he meant. Like, that was maybe the most comprehensive response I got. Some of the most common ones were people hated being one and done in ranked. People were saying, I like playing sets in ranked. I hate that people frequently leave after one game or when the set is 1-1. I was asking about the general experience and I was thinking about the features or the functionality of it, but that is honestly, yeah. I got a lot of responses that were ranked is really bad for my anxiety if it shows your win losses or your recent wins or your overall win rate on the screen or whatever, or if it shows you like you're gonna rank down if you lose this match. Like, people get really stressed. Ladder anxiety smokes people. Yeah, the Street Fighter 5 announcer is a motherfucker. It's like, this is your 17th match you've lost in a row. You're like, dude, look, the other guy was on a heater, all right? Just fucking let me live, okay? Some people like ranked for that reason though, right? They want the kind of stress of trying to climb and they want that feeling, but it can also be, you know, detrimental, a deterrent. It's funny because a lot of people just said information in general. If you play a game like Valorant, you can see your ping to the server before you pick the match. And on the screen, you can have network graphs and all of the information about how your game is running. And like in a fighting game, you like run into a person and it's like, that's a person. And I'm like, okay, can I know anything about our connection? Like how good or bad they are, like what's happening? And they're like, nope, are you ready to play? It's not like that for every game. Yeah, it's like 3 bars or 4 bars or 5 bars. Remember when Tekken's netcode got updated, people would say, my 4 bars feel like 5 bars now, and my 5 bars feel like a good 5 bar, and my 4 bar feels like a bad 5 bar. And like, I'm like, dude, this is so fucked up. Like, because the game doesn't just give you information, we like cannot even begin to speak to each other like humans. It's pretty rough. For me, I play ranked modes the least out of all of the online matches, like, and all the game modes that exist. It's probably my least played. I play lobbies the most because I play with viewers or other people on stream, right? I play in like private rooms for sets with other strong players, like probably the second most often. Off stream, for about an hour or 2 a day, usually, whenever I play fighting games, I play ranked. They don't really give me a good reason to want to play the ranked mode a lot of the times. I'm mostly just like, okay, well, I'll play it because I don't have anybody around to play. Despite that, I've grinded the ranked mode of many different fighting games. I've obviously played Strive a lot too, but I used to play Street Fighter's ranked mode a lot, and I played DNF's ranked mode to the highest rank recently. And so I was thinking about it, and there are a lot of problems with the ranked fighting game experience, depending on the game you play. But there's a few that really are killer for me. For Strive's ranked, I think the tower is so bad for any rank that's not Celestial. It's a miserable experience. The tower does not let you see the connection quality between your opponent and yourself before the match begins. You have no idea where they're from or if they're on Wi-Fi or not or anything about that. You're just in a lobby in West Coast and you don't know if your opponent is your skill level or not either. You have no silver rank versus gold rank or this ELO versus that ELO. There is just nothing. You're just in floor 10 or floor 9 or floor whatever with another person. With how the ranks are crunched, kind of, floor 10 becomes a melting pot.
Oh, you're a Sajam fan now?
Lots of different skill levels. I mean, even the squares, like the square system Arxis has used in the past is awful because it's just not an accurate really way to determine skill. The other problem with it is it boots you up or down in skill level in the middle of sets. So just even trying to play matches with humans means that you like get into the tower and then you get booted out of a set to get ranked up or ranked down. And then you have to go to a new place and then find a new person and you play a couple of games, you get ranked up or down. The other problem to me with Strive ranked is Celestial. Like once you're in Celestial and you've qualified, there is no way to determine whether someone is very strong or like very weak in Celestial compared to the rest of the people in there. Even though you can no longer rank up or down, Celestial just has like no purpose. When you make it to Celestial, the only objectives that are in heaven are to grind enough to get an aura or grind enough to remain in heaven for the next month. And the problem with auras is that auras are only how much wins you have on a character. Let's say it takes 1,000 wins to get an aura. You can get an aura playing 1,100 matches and getting 1,000 wins, or you can get an aura playing 10,000 matches and getting 1,000 wins. The only way to tell if like the skill level of someone in Strive in any meaningful capacity besides like playing against them and seeing if they're good is going to the rating update website and checking their ELO to see what their ELO is. DNF is kind of similar to me. So DNF just has, you know, a rank where you're gold, silver, Terranite, which is like their fucking made up metal in their world or whatever, diamond. The high ranks are cool because like, you know, you grind in this mode, you have like an actual rank. So it's not like I'm like a floor 10, but I do good against strong floor 10s, and there's like an actual rank there. And you gain shields, and when your shields are full, like you win 10 matches, you go to like the next rank. And you have to win the Strive Celestial Challenge to go from like gold to diamond, or diamond to Terranite, or Terranite to legend. You have to win 4 out of 5 matches. But the same kind of problem, you make it into legend, and like if you win 1 or 2 games, you go from legend to deity, because like that's top 300 at that point. And you're deity rank 200 now or something. What happens then? Like, is there a reward, or like do you get a title? Do you get an aura, something shiny? Do you get something in game for being there? It's more just like, okay, you've made it to this thing. I don't know if they're planning to reset the ranks at all or do anything like that, but there's no like, you know, challenge or reward or thing you get for playing the ranked mode. In other games, there's like seasons, and there are things and rewards and things that you gain for being in a certain rank. And that's cool. Like that's a fun thing to have. But fighting games not having that in mini games is unfortunate. MK does have a resetting rank for that reason. Yeah. Killer Instinct does that too. So KI has killer rank, and in killer rank, the top 32 killers per month get like a star, and you can just collect as many of those as you want. So your profile has how many months you've been in the top 32 overall. Many other games give you skins or stickers or sprays or outfits or things for participating in the ranked mode and receiving certain ranks. And like having no purpose to grind rank besides playing equal skilled opponents, which is nice, but you can go find equal skilled opponents in other places too besides ranked, is not really that nice, right? It's just like, okay, I don't really have a purpose here. I don't think it's fun to grind a rank system if there's nothing there. The only reason I would play a rank system if there's nothing there is to find opponents of my skill level. But in something like Strive, there is no guarantee that your opponents are even going to be near your skill level. I often play in Heaven and just find people over and over who I'm just like, well, okay. Just me playing in Heaven kind of mindlessly trying to find someone who's good. And then I'm like, ooh, I found like an opponent who's ran, they're gone. That's another big problem for me for a lot of ranked modes, is not having the ability to transition from a ranked mode into a longer set. You're playing a ranked and you're like smoking people or getting smoked. And then you run into someone and your set is really close. And then you run into them again and you play another really close set. And you're like, oh my God, that was great. And like, you just want to keep playing them, and then you never see them again. That sucks. Yeah, I want to be able to play that person again. But to me, when I play games like DNF or other games too, like I run into the same people and the matchmaking takes forever. 5 to 10 minutes sometimes for me to find the same person I played 5 to 10 minutes ago. Although I don't like the Strive lobby for a bunch of different reasons, like I find matches so much faster. I know a lot of people also don't like that ranked modes are tied to your account and not to your characters. So like some people want to play ranked with other characters. I did see people say that in any free game it sucks because you have smurfs for fighting games, but I don't see a lot of people smurfing in fighting games to the same level as I see in other games. I don't know what the incentive is to smurf in a fighting game either really. Like I guess it's the same incentive, which is to play matches that are easier for you, but there are like not really usually rewards. And in fighting games, if you're winning a lot, you rank up so fast. There are some games that have some cool stuff, like MK does have a cool rank system. It still has its own issues. I think people don't like that you cannot deny certain connections, right? Part of that is you have to play people when you run into them. You can't duck them. I think having seasons and having rewards for wanting to play ranked is really good, because not everybody's going to want to play ranked, but having something to do in ranked I think is pretty important. And the ranked needs a reset. It shouldn't be like an unlimited grind towards nothingness. Oh yeah, rage quitting too. I had so many people rage quit on me in DNF, and all of them were, first of all, horrendously bad players. Like I didn't have anybody rage quit on me that was even a somewhat decent player. And they were like all deity players. I played against a deity rating Lost Warrior player. He like tried to do something and I punished it like 3 times. And then I was just killing him. And I was like, this guy is so bad. How is he deity? Do people just not know what his character does? And then he just rage quit. And I was like, that makes so much sense. Yeah, having no punishment for it is really bad. I mean, I don't care if people rage quit on me because it's usually just funny, you know, like someone rage quits, I just laugh. I don't understand what the objective is because there's like no reward for grinding to the high rank. So I don't really know why you would do it, but I guess they don't want to lose. So they just rage quit, I guess. I don't know. Feeling bad about a loss streak is different if you're rage quitting to preserve it. No, isn't it just like you lying to yourself? You're like, I will simply just lie to myself so that I don't have a loss. This comes back to the idea that fighting games are harder to get into because in other genres you can blame your teammates and stuff. Like fighting games are perfectly within that realm because no one has ever lost in a fighting game and it has been their fault. Like the sun is in their eyes, they had to take their cat for a walk, their opponent is playing a cheap character, their character loses the matchup, their character is bad. You don't know the matchup, they're gimmicking you out. They were using frame data, they did strings, your dog ate your inputs. Like, you can't pretend like fighting games don't have an abundance of excuses you can make for your losses. Fighting game players definitely are not trying to take the blame, because no one is. Listen. Doesn't KOF have something similar to the quitter's queue? You mean like trying to play it online? I think that's the quitter's queue. That's why I played DNF more than I played KOF or Melty. It's because the online I could actually just play it against people. I would have played KOF and Melty Blood way more if I could have played them online when they came out.